Hey, good morning. I'm Tyler with Calscape 805. We're out here in Lompoc, California, and I'm here to show you a little project we did. So out here we did a bunch of hardscape projects. We did about 1,800 square feet of pavers. We offset them at a 45, so it will give you more of a modern look. So the customer had us come out here and I provided them with a quote on replacing the deck. There used to be a deck here. There was 4 levels on this deck, which allowed you to not have as much usable space as you have now. We ended up finding out later on when we moved forward with the project that the deck needed to be replaced completely. So at that point, I gave the customer a really good deal on all hardscape. It was a little bit more expensive in the long run, but look at what you have now. So we started here and we built this wall and this wall, all with 3/4 inch angular gravel from the ground up. Geogrid on every single level. If you know what geogrid is a geotextile fabric that goes in between the blocks and it ties back into the hillside. It reinforces your wall, reinforces your patios. So at that being said, we had it on every single layer. Came back to about right here, which was 5 feet in back of the wall. So this wall was supposed to just be a 3-foot retaining wall, but the customer wanted to install not a seating wall. It looks like a seating wall, but it's just a courtyard wall so their dogs didn't run off. We put rebar. We doweled into the existing wall that we built all the way up. It's not necessary, but we did it to make sure everything's as strong as possible. This wall is gonna be super strong until the end of time. California may sink in the bottom of the ocean, but this wall is still gonna be standing. You have the corners that also reinforce this wall and tied everything together. We also put drains in this wall because before the water was just gonna run right off and off the side of the wall. But now since we had this roadblock, we gotta make sure we have drains to cover all water flow. You don't want any water flow just sitting on your wall. Then there was more. We upgraded our standard Highland cap, which is a Belgard product, and we installed natural stone caps, which went a long way with the rest of the project. After that was done, we had 8 inches of 3/4 inch angular stone for foundation base, 1/2 inch of 3/8, and then boom, laid the pavers. And we also have in our joints here, if you see here, black polymer sand from Technoseal. Really hard to come across in our area because nobody uses it. I love to use it because it makes the pavers pop. So another thing, since we're up here looking at our project, you have inside and outside 45s on every single corner. Inside, outside, every single corner. Goes a long ways. Looks nice. You don't really notice it until you notice it. Then that's all you notice. So when you get down, you start coming down these beautiful stairs that we made. They just look amazing. Natural stone never looks so good. So you come down here and you have your second layer. Instead of having 4 tiers like they did before, now you have 2. This is gonna be a big entertaining space. You have such a big yard, you need destinations to make sure that you have equal amount of space in your entire yard. You can use a jacuzzi. Say it's all filled, you got 6 people. Now you have a seating wall that feels good. You can connect with Mother Earth, you know, and sit on the natural stone. It's cold in the morning, but it's warm in the evening. So that's what we have here. This all looks really nice. So as we go down in the yard, there's a second part of this job. After the job was done, the customer had requested we put some sort of pathway. Tyler, what's the most cost-effective thing we can use in our yard today? They were thinking cinder blocks. And I'm like, you don't want to use cinder little 12 inch by 12 inch pavers. Let's do natural stone. This all played a part in my good choosing on the materials before. We used all natural stone caps there. Well, guess what? We did it again and we used all natural stone steppers all the way through the property. So it came down here, wrapped there, gave you access to here, access to the granny unit in the back. And then we also got access from the granny unit to the side stairs. That was a big upgrade on this job and led it to having more usable space and access throughout the property. So at this project, we also installed all this grass, new irrigation, gopher wire, galvanized gopher wire that's vinyl wrapped. Extra protection for being in the ground. All this nice, luscious green grass never looked so good. It's on its second trim and it looks so nice from when we first did it. So if you look from over here, from at this point, say you're playing with the dog, playing with the kids, grandkids, whatever it may be, now look what you get to look at, this beautiful outdoor living space. It's such a big yard, you always want to make sure that you have access points, destinations, places to go, so you can make your outdoor living space the best that it can. It's such a large yard to have just one space all clunked into one spot. Because if you had everything just in one spot, what do you do with the rest? You gotta have destinations. Destinations will always make things possible and look so much nicer. This is pretty much wrapping it up. The last thing we did at this job is we did do this little pavilion that was purchased off of Wayfair. I had suggested doing something custom, but you know what? That kit actually looks pretty nice and it's pretty sturdy. We did dowel into the existing concrete and made sure everything was as fastened as it possibly can be because there's high winds in this area. Want to make sure everything's sturdy and stable for all future stuff that comes along here. If you're looking to upgrade your outdoor living space, feel free to give me a call. Look us up at calscape805.com. Thank you. Have a great day.